Hi everybody, it's Jillian. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Yeah, totally it's cool Saturday because it actually is a cool Saturday. Um Pretty chilly out. But anyways, we'll probably get some good storms this next week. But I wanted to cover this because I needed to, it's now time for me to actually address this in a very egalitarian way where it doesn't trigger people or algorithms. It really takes a very impartial view about everything, and it leaves things just left open for us to explore and discover as we move forward into this world. And yes, Jilly Juice is a part of this world now. And so last night, it's funny, I get occasional private messages or I get occasional inbox messages from people that either want to just get their feelings out and just want to spew, or they say, hey, you did good, thank you so much, or they have a question about something. And actually, I haven't been getting as many people just trolling me. A few I'll still be like, oh, you're stupid, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, whatever. I just block, delete, and move on. But last night, I really wanted to address this because, yes, um, the message was, what is it? Um, what takes more priority, curing homosexuality or salt poisoning from or dehydration or something? And I'm like, oh my God. So this person was probably listening to some or watched Dr. Phil and had him spin stuff because I'm exploring biochemistry and feelings and still stuck in the dogmatic binary way of thinking, but it's all like science. I'm not trying to be uh, discriminatory or anything. I'm just looking at science for what it is, right? At the time, what I knew back then, right? And so, and then the media, like the articles out there, trying to now take what I said and spin it to whatever their narrative is, just to get the most readership, because they know anytime that you discriminate in some way against somebody, it's going to have the most reaction, especially if that target audience has been vilified by a lot of the public, especially the religious right. And so I'm like, okay, so this person is coming from that point of view. I'm not going to be all like triggered and be like, oh, you're stupid. So I just said, hey, homosexuality is beautiful, which, hey, who am I to say what is good, what is bad? Love is love. You do what you got to do. There doesn't always have to be an outcome sometimes. I mean, people have proclivities. It seems that we do have a lot of different behaviors that don't necessarily always have to have an outcome. That we are in a planet and we are a people that we can express things as long as they're within the laws and whatever. And it doesn't have to be a very dogmatic outcome. Okay, which I'm getting. I mean, it's not easy to get this stuff because people exist, they're in a stable environment and they have proclivities. Okay, if it's legal and it's lawful and it's consenting, who am I to say? It's really none of my business. So anyways, I responded back saying homosexual is beautiful, homosexuality is beautiful, and you're beautiful. And then of course the person also posted his message, comment, whatever, on my wall. So I deleted it, but then I still responded back, and you can see my response because when you think about it, when you take everything back to the cavemen and the Greek mythology, and then you bring in the Bible, okay, then you can look at and see that humans didn't just learn fire, they didn't learn how to put words together, they didn't learn how to build an infrastructure and architecture without some higher form of power that came down or came up, wherever you think, if they came out of the sky or they came from underground, I don't know, whatever your belief system is. Somebody had to teach humans how to do stuff. Someone had to teach humans how to do fire, how to build an infrastructure. But we were cavemen. How does a caveman turn into some kind of civilized human being? It doesn't happen in a vacuum. There has to be some kind of bioengineering going on at some point. So humans were bioengineered way back when. And that's when I said about the whole thing with the apple. The apple was bioengineered. Adam and Eve were probably one of the humans, the cavemen, maybe a demigod that wanted to be immortal. Then they ate the apple. Of course, the whatever god that was in the play in the time, didn't like it and banished them. I mean, you can read the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible, or you can hear my version where I mix in Greek mythology and bringing in logic. Like, okay, I could see now where someone who like is in Brazil who sees someone that is a CEO of Coca-Cola and they want to kidnap them and they want to take what they have and get money and what is it, hold them up for ransom, that the haves and the have-nots have been since the beginning of time. There were the haves that had all the immortality and had all the skills, and there were the have-nots that wanted it. And I'm sure one tried to steal it from the other, and the other one was like, oh my God, I'm so pissed, and whatever. Okay, so back then there were the have and have-nots, and today we have the have and have-nots. Things haven't changed since then. Okay, so we were bioengineered. And then we have the Catholic Church that brings in the Trinity. So yeah, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, but then binary, non-binary, and then balancing between the both. And then we have laws in our society and consent and all of that, the age of consent. And so then they're like, well, you said in Dr. Phil that you could cure this. I said a lot of things in Dr. Phil. Okay, that was way back in 2018. And I'm sure my words will come back to haunt me. Whatever inference I may have made, whatever way they were positioning the questions where I had to answer yes or no, which I get, He had a specific narrative and agenda and he had to push it. That's fine. But here's the thing. With biochemistry, I can't tell you if your proclivities, your thoughts around politics, religion, science that are associated with presidents, preachers, and professors who are going to push their own agenda as well. I can't tell if your shit's going to change. I can't tell if your desire is going to change. I still love my husband. I may not want to hop into bed with him every freaking day, but who does? I mean, but some people do because they have that biochemistry that is their hormones are at the surface. And so, but I still am attracted to my husband. So that hasn't changed for me. But now for you, I don't know what's going to change for you. Whatever you subscribe to, binary, non-binary, or balancing between the both. Okay? But that's really none of anyone's business. That's none of my business. It's none of Dr. Phil's business. Now, it may be the business of biotech because they want to kind of see, wow, if we do this to this genome and we do this to this gamete, is it going to have this outcome? And here's the thing. If you are able to live in this society and you have a desire, whatever it is, okay, you're perfectly normal because you're able to be stable in your working and your thinking and your feeling and you have ideas. You're human. You're just doing what you do. Then whatever proclivities you have now, if they're not lawful and they are going against somebody who does not have the age of consent or they don't want your advances, then this is where you have to have some kind of self-control. But when someone says no, no. Okay, so but the thing, what's going to stand the test of time is the jelly juice, because the jelly juice is saying, okay, I don't want you to die in like 50 or 60 years. I don't want you to die even in 70 years. I don't want you to die ever. So if you have whatever desires you have and you're doing jelly juice and you're staying alive indefinitely and you're around for the next 50, 60, 100 years and you still feel the same way, then we'll know that whatever, you feel is not say what meant to be, but what is then, indefinite life. Because anyone can be bioengineered for a very short amount of time. Do we even know that the whole binary system is really the normal thing? Because I said that once, you live indefinitely, are you going to you'll have friends and people, but are you going to be chasing after tail? Let me tell you, I'm married. I love my husband, but if down the road, he passes away and God forbid, holy crap, but we know that's in the future if he doesn't do jelly juice, right? Or vice versa. And, he'll go and find somebody else, I'm sure, but I'm not going to go and try to find tail. That's not where my head's at. And so, your biochemistry is going to change. You may have people in your life that you love, that you want to be around. You have family, like your partner, whatever there is, whoever they are. They don't always have to be someone you have to go and knock the boots with. It doesn't always have to be someone that you have to be super attracted to and where you want to be all amorous all over them. They could be a support system, a type of companionship that humans desire. And then what you do on the side is no one's business. But if you hold relationships so so important, and you value them getting to another level, and they value you getting to another level, and you need both each other to do it, because maybe you run a business together, maybe you're raising kids together, maybe you have a house and a dog together. There are so many reasons why you have relationships. It doesn't always have to be then the outcome is in the bedroom or something. There's a whole lot more to relationships than just the bedroom. But so many people are so focused on the bedroom that it is run by hormones. And so I'm saying, hey, well, if you do J juice and your biochemistry is changed, I'm not saying you're going to lose interest, but maybe you're not going to want to do it as much. Okay? But I can't say whether this type of relationship is more normal than this. We can't, and like I said, we can't assume that the binary code is normal. It just happens that the binary code is about procreation. But do we have to procreate? We're seeing now everybody's procreating, and we have so many unbalanced energy out there that maybe the normalcy is not procreation. And so maybe the tables have turned. But we still need a balance of both, because we still need to carry the human race forward, but not too much and not too little. And so if there are different pleasure points all over the body, wherever you are, whatever it is, same sex, different sex, go have fun. Just be safe. Okay? Just be safe and be consenting and be respectful. And so, yeah, but just understand that I came from a very dogmatic point of view back in the Dr. Phil days, much like all of you that are not doing the J juice. You're coming from a binary code way. You're coming from the Trinity. You're coming from binary code, non-binary, or subscribing to something else, whatever that is. Because I know people that have attractions to inanimate objects. I've known them. They were on my Facebook. They're not on there anymore. But they have their own interests and desires. And who am I to say that that's bad or wrong or whatever? It's what they choose. It's what they feel. And it's sugar. And it's normal to them. And they're a thinking, feeling person. So who am I to judge and say that it's not normal? Okay? They have a story to tell. They have, a history. They have friends and family. Come here, Shuggy. Are you having trouble? Are my shoes in the way? Come on. Come on. Anyways, and so I wanted to clarify that. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the book. So that way nobody can try to throw that at my face again. They will. I know people will. Because that's the easiest go-to, especially when I'm attacking the medical industry. And when you attack the medical industry, they're going to then go find the Dr. Phil show or go find something to then slam me back. And then I'm going to say, if you're homosexual, you're beautiful. I don't care what proclivities you are. I'm out of the dogmatic, taking a side point of view. Do what you got to do. Stay alive, stay safe, and live indefinitely and enjoy your life. And that's it. That's really the point of J juice. But remember, all types of research has to go through 3 stages. Okay? And that's the truth. Every truth is going to be different. First it's ridiculed, then it's violently opposed, and then at some point it will be self-evident, whatever it is. And if you do feel changes in your politics, religion, and science, you don't need to profess them to people. Because it's none of their freaking business. Your politics and your religion and your science belief systems are none of anyone's business but your own. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say, hey, things could change. I don't know. But it could change. But you don't have to tell me. And even if you did tell me and I told the world, it would be ridiculed, because we have so many people who are still in those worlds and have a very, very embedded, entrenched belief system. And the only way they're going to know the truth or the facts or the confirmation is if they do J juice and see it for themselves. And if they find out the confirmation of whatever belief system that's out there, they're not going to want to tell their friends who are still buying into something else that they're still experiencing something else. They're not going to try to offend their friends. And so that's why you keep your politics, your religion, your science to yourself on some level, unless it has to do with indefinite life. Okay? Because people all want to live, obviously, hello. So that's not something you keep to yourself. You don't keep the life-giving chemistry and all the things that go with it to yourself. But everything else you can keep to yourself. It doesn't matter who you voted for in the last election. It doesn't matter if you like, Schwarzenegger or Tom Cruise. It doesn't matter. What matters is you give people the chance to live. You give people the option to live indefinitely. And if you keep saying salt is poison, then obviously you're going to have a very shortened lifespan because you're not going to understand salt for what it is. And you probably won't want to deal with pain. And you're probably taking antibiotics. And you're probably, whatever. So, you have to understand the science. Salt is not antibiotic. It is a mineral. And like anything, it needs to be mixed with water. If salt was a drug, it would be a controlled substance, not in the food aisle with many different versions of it. Okay, so we have to kind of get logic a little bit somewhere in the vicinity. But I get it when I say that when people have a medical degree, you are the demigod of death. I get the whole comeback. I get, striking back with that. I understand it. Well deserved. But I'm still going to say homosexuality is beautiful because, hey, if love is love, do what you got to do. And salt isn't poison. And stop taking antibiotics if you want to live. Period. End of story. Have a good day. Hey, John. Nice to see you.